Okay, today we'll see ALV reports in SAP. What is ALV?
ABAP list viewer.
ABAP list viewer. So what is ABAP list viewer? ABAP list viewer is used to represent the data. Okay, so to display the data in a proper format. Okay, till now we are using CL demo output and write statements, right, to display the data or to display the output.
Yes, sir.
So that is not the actual
Yes, sir.
output, like that is not the actual format which we used to display in projects. Okay, we used to display data in ALV format. So this ALV format, we have a lot of additional options like filters, sorting, sort options, we have print option, we have email option. We can download ALV report data into Excel file. Okay, we can add grand totals, subtotals. We can create interactive ALVs, everything when we use ALV reports. Okay, so SAP provides a standard function modules and class methods. Both we have standard function modules and methods, class methods to generate the ALV reports. Okay, so ALV reports are to represent the data in a proper format. Okay, clear? Mostly in tabular
Yes.
format. So mostly ALV reports represent the data in tabular format. Also, we can use a hierarchical format. Hierarchical in the sense, it's like a tree structure, parent and child records, right?
Yes, sir.
So ALV layout contains many additional options like filters, sort option, okay, and you can send an email and you can print the ALV report data, and also you can download it into Excel file. There are different types of ALV outputs available. There are different types of ALV outputs available. First is list display, grid display, blocked ALV, okay, and hierarchical ALV. So first we'll see list display and grid display, and then we'll go to blocked ALV and hierarchical ALV. Mostly we use blocked display, okay. Mostly we use blocked display. Hierarchical ALV is like a tree-like structure, okay. So list display, grid display or tabular formats display the data in the tabular format with all additional options. Okay, it will display only one output. It will display only one output. When you when it comes to blocked ALV, how the blocked ALV will work? Using blocked ALV, we can display multiple outputs in the same output screen. Multiple ALV reports in the same output screen. For example, so list display and grid display output is like this. Okay, in the report format. Okay, this is grid display or list display. how the blocked ALV will display the output. So here,
Multiple.
for example, this is purchase order data report, and this is some sales order data report.
Sales.
So we have two outputs in the same output screen. That is blocked ALV. Okay. So these are the types of ALVs: list display, grid display, blocked ALV display, and hierarchical ALV display. So list display and grid display will have only one output, but blocked ALV will contain more than one output.
Multiple
Okay, more than one
outputs.
output in the same layout. Okay, and what about hierarchical ALV? Hierarchical ALV will be like this.
Tree-like structure. Tree-like structure.
For example, this is the header record, and this is the header record. For this header record, we have child records. When you expand this, you will have child records. Record 1, record 1, record 2, like this. Again, header record. For this header record, we'll be having child records. Clear? Clear? This is hierarchical
Yes,
ALV.
sir.
For example, you can take purchase order header data and item data. This header record is the purchase order header record, which will come from EKKO table, and these two are the item level records from EKPO table. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is hierarchical display. Clear? So for every functionality, we have a standard function module available. You know, right, how to use function modules and how to pass the importing and exporting parameters to the function modules. Is everyone
Yes,
clear
sir.
on that? How
Yes,
to call a
sir.
function module and how to provide importing and exporting parameters? Is everyone clear on that?
Yes, sir.
If everyone clear on function modules, so we have standard function modules for each display. For list display, we have a standard function module, and for grid display, we have another standard function module. All the function modules starts with reuse, reuse underscore. So the function module for list displays, list underscore display. Grid underscore display. Mm, Forgot the name. Go to SC37. Yeah, this This is the function module. Reuse underscore block underscore list underscore display is the function module for block display. Okay, and we have one more function module for hierarchical ALV.
3D.
So this is the ALV for hierarchical ALV. Reuse underscore ALV underscore HIRESEQ list display. Okay. So these are the function modules to display ALV reports in different formats, different output formats. Okay. The first one is for list display. Second one is for list grid display. We'll see the difference how these ALV formats will be available. Okay. Mostly we are going to work with grid display. So these are based on procedural oriented programming, based on function modules. This ALV output we have also ALVs based on object oriented programming, means depends on the class methods. Okay, so we can design ALV reports using procedural oriented function modules and object oriented class methods. First we'll see ALV reports based on function modules. Okay,
Yes, sir.
now let's go and create a report. Go to SC38. So let's create a program. Type is executable program. So we'll use some parameter or select option. For now, I'll use some parameter. We'll use company code. Okay. You know how to deal with installation and startup selection. Sorry, at selection screen. I'm directly writing a select statement. For example, select star from. We have a table, right? Custom table, or you can also take any standard table. Okay.
Okay, sir. And okay.
Sorry. I have to take company code, right? So we'll take a standard table only. Since I'm using company code as input, I've already defined it. So we'll take some EKKO table as Okay, my data selection is completed. I've selected data into an internal table. You can also use any joins, right? You can also write internal table with joins and whatever. I'm just using some example select statement.
Okay, sir.
So now what is the how we displayed the output till now? Using CL demo output, right?
CL underscore. Yes, sir.
It is not a actual report format which we use in projects or which clients will expect. Okay, so we have to display data in a proper tabular format. So for that we can use standard function modules reuse underscore alv underscore grid display or reuse underscore alv underscore list display. So first we'll call the function module. Also you
Okay.
can call it in the end of selection, okay, if you want, but end of selection is optional here. Since we are not using any logical databases, I'll explain you what is that. So how to call a function module? Go to
More pattern.
pattern. What is the function module name? First we'll see list
Reuse
display.
underscore ALV underscore.
List
Okay, sir. Display.
continue. So this is the function module for list display. So why many of them are commented automatically? Because they are optional. They are optional parameters in the function module importing structure. Just go and check. If you go to the importing parameter and check, all of them are optional parameters, right? They are not mandatory. There is no mandatory importing parameter in this function module. That is
Yes,
import.
sir.
Check the exporting parameter and changing is blank. Tables. In tables, there is a parameter that is t underscore out tab. For this t underscore out tab, we have to pass internal table with the data. Okay, the internal table with the data that we have to pass here. Clear? Now, most of them are optional parameters, but we have to pass some parameter values. First, we'll pass the data to tables parameter lt underscore. So you might have a question. I told you that tables is obsolete parameter. Why why we still using tables parameter in the standard function
You know.
modules? These are designed long back. Okay, these are not new function modules designed in
Okay.
recent times. Okay, so they just keep as it is. The existing functionality they did not change. Okay, so what is our internal table? LT underscore EKKO, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is our internal table with the data. So pass that internal table data to this output tab. So we have one more thing we have to pass, that is structure name. Here you can find structure name. Structure name nothing but
Yes.
the table name. What is the table that you are using here? EKKO, right?
Incapable.
So this will decide the fields order, in which order we need to display the output and what are the field labels. We have field labels, right? The header text. So the structure name will decide that EKKO is the structure name. Pass it in the capital letters, that is mandatory, and enable the exporting parameter. Uncomment the export parameter and pass the structure name in capital letters, and I can remove the rest of the I can remove the rest of the data. Okay, and enable the exceptions. There are two exceptions. One is program error and another one is other. Also don't need importing parameter. Okay, these are the important parameters I need to generate a ALV report. This is a very basic output. There are more advanced options like field catalog. We'll see that in the next session. Right? Pass the table name, whatever the table you are using here, as structure name, and pass the internal table data to the tables out tab. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now execute the program. So this is the ALV output. This is ALV list display output, right? So observe here, we have filter option, we have total options, we have total the amounts like subtotals. We have option to download data into Excel file. We have option data to download data into MS Word format. So this is to send this email output as this ALV report output as email. There are different options. You can change the layout and select only required fields. Here we are displaying many columns, right? By using this layout option, you
Yes,
can
sir.
display only required fields, whatever the required fields you need in the output. Okay?
Yes.
So these are all hidden fields. These are all available fields. If you want, you can, for example, I don't need
Select.
this control indicator. Then select this and click on this. Now the control indicator will be moved to this section, hidden fields section. Then it won't be available in the output. Okay. Delete indicator also, I am moving it to hidden fields. Now you cannot see delete indicator in the output. Okay. Copy. Now you can see only required fields, whatever you want to display. Clear? This is the ALV list display. You can filter
Yes,
the
sir.
data. For example, you want to see records by specific date. Select this created on column and use this filter. Select any specific date. All these dates are from ALV output. Okay. So I want to see only this specific record. I can see records created on only this specific date. If you want to delete the filter, click on this delete filter. It will delete the filter and show everything. Here we are not filtering the data from the database. We have already selected the data from database and displayed in the ALV output. In the ALV output, we are filtering the data. Please observe. Okay? Clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is list display. Now we'll see how the grid display will be useful and how the layout of the grid display and what is the difference between list display and grid display. So this is just a plain display. You cannot adjust the width and width of the columns. So these are all right. The headings, from where these are coming from. This purchase document, company code, type, created on, created by, from where these are coming from. These are coming from field labels. Whenever we are creating a data element, we are maintaining the field label, right? Short description, medium description, and long description. These report headers are coming from the field labels text. Please observe, okay? If you don't maintain field labels in the data element, those report headers will be blank. Okay, clear? So I'm commenting this. Let's call grid display function module for the same output. Go to pattern,
pattern.
reuse underscore ALV underscore grid display. Continue. Most of the things are common here. Okay, pass the output data. Whatever the output you want to display, the output internal table data should be passed to the out tab. That might be LT underscore final also when we are using joins, etc. The final output, what we need to display, pass here. Okay, and I don't need
Yes.
this.
Constructed.
I only need structure name for now. But usually we don't use structure names. We use it very rarely. I'm removing this. Use field catalog. The concept of field catalog most of the times. EKKO, pass EKKO. But when we are selecting only limited fields, since we are using select star, I'm able to pass the structure name because we are displaying all the fields, right? It contains all the fields of the EKKO table, right? That's why straight away I'm able to use the structure name. But when we are selecting only limited fields, I cannot pass the structure like this. Okay, please remember, but I'll show you how to deal with that scenario. That's it. I'm using grid display here. Activate it. And execute the program. So this is grid display, right? Now here
Yes, sir.
you can expand the columns. When you decrease the length, it is showing pur.document. This is a short description available in now. Go to EKKO. When you expand it, it will show you medium description and this is long
Items
description.
on document.
Go to S11. So you can expand company code. If you expand the company code, it will display long description automatically. From where all the headers are coming from? From where this header text was?
Field label, sir.
Yeah, field label. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Go
In the
to
creation of
EKKO and
table.
check EBLN. For example, go to data element of purchase order document. Go to field labels. What is the short description? PUR document, purchase document. Long
You are
description
the
is purchase document. It is displaying the same, right? If you decrease the length, it will
yes, sir.
automatically adjust the description. PUR document. This is short description, right? This is medium and this is long.
Yes, sir.
So if you don't maintain field labels when creating the data element, you cannot see these list headings. Here, the list headings will be missing. Okay, there will be blank. Clear? So grid display is more easy and convenient. Also, user friendly display. Okay. So most of the options are same. So this one, sort the ascending or descending. Sorry, this is to sort the data by ascending. This is to sort the data by descending. This is to filter, right? So we have a lot more options in ALV reports. Okay. For example, if you want to sort the records by created date, you can sort the records. Okay, in ascending order. If you want descending order, you can sort the records in descending order also. Clear? So this is about ALV reports. How we display data in ALV format. Going forward, we are going to use ALV reports only. Okay?
Sir.
We are not going to use CL demo output to display the output. We are not going to use write statement to display the output. We should use ALV report only. Okay? Clear?
Yes, sir.
For example, if you want to display only required fields, not all the fields of the table. For example, we are writing a join, right? We created a join, right?
Yes, sir.
So here we have a select statement and we are using a join here. With the list of fields, we have created a join and we are returning data to an internal table like structure. So that is our final output, right? This LT underscore PO data is our final output, right? Is it from a
Yes, sir.
single table?
Multiple tables.
So if you observe the join, we are selecting data from EKK, few fields from EKKO, few fields from EKPO, and few fields from MAKT
Make
into this LT underscore PO data structure. And we are passing that to ET
Yes,
underscore PO data, which is of same type. In exporting parameter, we defined it with the type of table type. That structure is ZMM underscore S underscore EKKO. This contains all the fields, right? From the different tables.
yes, sir. Structures.
Now, let's go to the program and display this type of data as ALV output. How can you handle this scenario? Since we are in our current example, we are selecting data from only a single table EKKO, and we are passing that structure name as EKKO to display the output, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, to select data from multiple tables, it's like a final internal table, combination of fields from different tables, right? How to do here? How to display ALV grid display here? I'm commenting CL demo output.
Yes, sir.
Call the ALV function module. Grid
Pardon?
display. I'm going to use grid display only. Enable the exporting parameter and remove
Structure
everything.
name.
Do we have a structure for this LT underscore PO data like structure? Do you have a structure? Do you have a data dictionary structure available for this PO data table? For,
Structure
for,
is there, but sir.
for the CT underscore PO data, do we have a structure? We created a structure, right? For all the required fields, with
Is
all the
created
required fields. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
we can use the data dictionary structure here. What is the structure name? This one, I think. ZMM underscore S underscore
ZMM
EKK.
S
Yeah,
underscore EKK.
that should be in capital letters. Please remember.
Sir, always in single quotes, sir. Structure
Yes,
name.
yes.
Untable.
I'm deleting all these optional parameters since I don't need it. Okay. You can also keep it. Pass the data, final output data to out tab in tables parameter. That's it. You can use the error handling here. If subars equal to 1, program error. Subars equal to 2, another error. Okay. You can also use error handling here. Clear? I think I should keep.
Yes, sir.
I think I should keep this after the first function module call. I think. Okay. 38. If subars equal to 0, call this function module. Let's keep. If sub RC equal to 0 means the first data selection function module is successful. Then call the ALV grid display, right? And activate the program. Here you can handle the errors here. If not equal to 0, provide some message, program error or something. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Execute the program. Provide the company code. So here we are selecting only required fields, right? Purchase document number, purchase document item, company code, created date, material number, and material description. These are the data we are selecting, right?
Yes, sir.
So now we displayed a ALV report with only required fields. Okay. For
Okay,
now,
sir.
create a structure with required fields. Whatever the data you are selecting from the select statement, create a structure with only those fields and pass that structure name as a importing parameter. Okay. We can also create ALV reports without using that structure name as input. We have to use field catalog concept. I'll tell you how to use field catalog tomorrow. But for now, create a structure with the required fields. That structure should be same as final data output. Please remember that structure
Okay,
fields
sir.
should be same as final data output internal table, whatever we are displaying. This PO data, right? This PO data internal table type and this structure both should be same fields in the same order, right?
Yes, sir.
Then only you can use the structure name. Otherwise, don't use it. It will return the system exceptions. Okay. The internal table, the final internal table, what are you displaying here, and the structure name should be same. For example, if you have a final internal table, do one thing, create a structure. Create a data dictionary structure with all the list of the fields available in that final internal table instead of type structure. Earlier we created type structure, right, for final internal tables.
Yes, sir.
Instead
We
of
do not
type
need that.
structure, create one data dictionary structure. You know, right, how to create a structure in S11?
Yes, sir. Data type and
Yeah,
select
create a data
structure
dictionary
in.
structure with the same fields in the same order and use that structure name as an importing parameter and provide the tables to display the ALV output. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Done.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear for everyone? So here we can pass a table name when we are selecting a single table records using select star, or we need to create a structure when you want to display only required fields, selected fields from different tables or selected fields from a single table. Create a structure and pass that structure name here. Clear?